Now, this is a very interesting time right now because one of the biggest concerns that I'm hearing with buyers is that, the rates are really high right now. And by no means am I saying that they're low. In fact, I would agree that rates are definitely much higher than we've seen in the past decade. And that can definitely be a tough pill to swallow. But that being said, right now, we've seen a lot of resilience in the marketplace with these higher rates. And either one of two things is going to happen. Either interest rates are going to flatline and or go up, or they will go down. And if you're a buyer in the marketplace right now, what you want to consider is if and when either of these scenarios comes true, what would that mean for me if I bought a home today? All right. So if we just think about this real quickly, if rates go up or they flatline, right? And so if in 3 years from now, all rates have done is stay the same or go up, what that means for you is that you will have locked in the best interest rate possible, which is a good thing. Because if rates go up, then obviously your monthly payments are going to go up. Not to mention that historically speaking, prices tend to go up. So even if rates were to stay the same and or go up a little bit, then chances are in a 3 to 5 year time horizon, we are looking at increased prices even if rates do continue to stay where they're at or go up. And that is almost a guarantee. Now, if you are on the opposite and we are looking at interest rates and we're saying, we're probably going to see the interest rates come down a little bit. And that's what we're waiting for. Well, what you're waiting for is actually for prices to go up. Because when rates come down, historically speaking, what that does to demand is it brings a new wave of buyers into the marketplace and we start to see prices go up at a much higher rate. And so if you're waiting for interest rates to come down or rates come down and that's when you buy, you're essentially waiting for rates to come down, but that's going to be negated by the price increase. Versus if you buy today, what happens is you lock in a great price right now, prices go up, but when rates come down, you can then refinance into the better rate. And so there's very little reason for most home buyers right now who are watching this video to not make a move. If you look at prices where they're at today versus where they were at a year ago, you are still getting a discount on a house. Now, this was much more true about 4 to 5 months ago. So if you've been watching these videos for a long time, you'll know that I was pretty adamant early on in the springtime that this was looking like we were gearing up for a pretty healthy spring market. And that came true. We saw prices appreciate and we saw lots of multiple offer situations. And we did see massive equity increases over the last 6 months. And so if you're a home buyer and you're sitting on the sidelines right now, then you're probably kicking yourself for not making a move. But the truth is you're still getting a better price than you would have gotten if you had bought a year ago. And so there's very little reason right now. I'm seeing very little reason for buyers to hold off unless there are personal reasons why you cannot make a purchase right now. If you're a seller, the only reason to sell right now would be if there's a need to move. If you've watched my video from last week or 2 weeks ago, I did say that I do think that next spring is going to be a much better time to sell. I think the prices are going to continue to go up steadily over the next 6 months. And then we're going to see a very white hot spring market because there's a lot of pent up demand right now. There's a lot of buyers who haven't bought. Inventory levels are super low. And so there's only so much time can go by before this pent up demand expresses itself and comes out and just buys the house and they say, screw it, we're going to buy it. And so at that point, I do believe that we're going to see a fairly large increase in pending sales next spring. Now, that being said, there is still a lot of time left between now and the end of the year. So we're going to continue to monitor the data. We're going to continue to look at this because the truth is that this is dynamic. And so in a few months, if we start to see inventory levels continue to outpace pending sales for the next 2, 3, 4 months, then I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. What I'm looking at though is historical data to make these assessments and to make these predictions, because historically speaking, if I look back at 2017, which I feel is a very similar market to the one that we're in right now, from a demand versus supply standpoint, then it stands to reason that we will see a boom at the beginning of 2024, much like we did at the beginning of 2018.